Okay, we've removed the cabinet and the desk. I don't know if I showed this earlier, but the extent of the water and mold issue here and over here on this desk, it's pretty extensive. These pieces are of no use. We pulled up 2 layers of linoleum in this area, and you can see evidence of water damage in the subfloor here. We do have some mold in there. Back here at the wall, more water damage and more mold. We're gonna have to consult some professionals on this. There's more mold and water damage over here. We were informed by the homeowner that there was a upstairs bathroom leak, which is why they repaired this portion of the ceiling. You can see the tape seam, and then there's a big patch there. I can only assume that due to the slope of the floor, which does slope down in this area, that the water accumulated here and was not cleaned up, which means the leak was substantial for some time. And this damage is from it, and the mold growing also from the water. It is the 13th, a couple days after. We found some more things with the house aside from some fire hazards with wiring, like this outlet here for the refrigerator, which we swapped out. It had no wire nuts. It was just electrical tape instead of wire nuts. Others we had electrical wire or electrical tape under wire nuts. But today we decided to get moving on these cabinets, and I pulled off the quarter round on the bottom of this cabinet here that I have laying down, and we found major water damage and mold. In fact, we've now, for precautionary measures, we've got our respirators, and we've got the kids out of the house, and we are charged with removing this. So this cabinet is toast, or we have to cut off the bottom and replace the bottom. This is actually the same. Let me get a close-up here of the kind of damage that we're looking at here. So this is all water damage and then black mold. We're going to be pulling up all the linoleum after moving these cabinets out and seeing what the subfloor looks like today, hopefully, and not get sick. So we're back in the kitchen. Pulled off more of the quarter round, and over here next to the dishwasher we do show more mold. We're gonna have to, well, next up we're gonna pull out the dishwasher and pull up the linoleum here and see what we're looking at. These cabinets may all be toast, I'm not sure, and the subfloor underneath it could be damaged as well, but we're gonna check that next. Okay, we've removed the dishwasher to inspect this area for water damage. There's 2 layers of linoleum. This set of cabinets was put on top of one of the old layers of linoleum. We can't see the source of the mold there. We do see that it looks like there's more water damage to these cabinets. This particle board over here is water damaged. We've got a seam back here for the linoleum, which is where water can get in. We've got evidence of water here, and we've got evidence of water over here. This under the sink area has been, we were told that it needed a new false bottom because of water damage. We see water clearly up the back there, all the way around. We're at the point where the subfloor needs to come up on the other side of the kitchen. to replace the water damage, and there's likely, we don't really see with a seam there in the linoleum going to the subfloor. Mold over here. Water damage everywhere we look on these cabinets. We're at the point that these this is a good idea to yank this out, fix whatever damage is underneath, and start fresh with new cabinets. These are not only were they not refinished as claimed, but it was just faced with granite. It's a complete waste. It's all coming out. We don't see that there's much option at this point. Saving these cabinets is going to be more hassle and more money than it's worth. They've had a pretty rough life and a lot of wood and rot damage. Again, we'll go over here, show some of the damage from the water that we are likely to find more underneath a leaky sink than we did over here in an area of the kitchen that is not supposed to see any water. Okay, so it's the evening of the 13th. We've yanked out the all the moldings to prepare to remove the subfloor for the mold and moisture issues, the damage. We did find a bit more over here, which is actually directly under, almost directly, yeah, right around where she told us the leak was in the shower. So this is some mold and another area there in the sheetrock that doesn't look, we'll have to see if it goes any further. Very minor compared to what we've seen elsewhere, but we will be taking these out and destroying them. So I'll just videotape them again to see the water damage that was hidden right by at that quarter round. And then on the side here, a lot of mold buildup. This one is disgusting. And lots of moisture, basically. This was sitting in water for some time. Hard to not know that you have water leaking in your kitchen and that there's puddles. We know that they knew about water since the roof, the ceiling was fixed here due to a water leak. This indicates that it leaked for quite some time without being repaired. And this is just the damage of it. Okay, it's May 14th in the evening. I started removing the granite so that I could remove the cupboards and see what kind of water damage we have underneath. This was the one next to the dishwasher that showed some water damage. We have an old piece of countertop that they used to put the new counter on, and there is evidence of water damage back here as well. Doesn't look to be as severe as the others. Anyway, we don't see nearly as much mold down here, just a bit, and some evidence of rats, feces and whatnot. I will remove this soon, see what we got underneath that. That's where the bulk of the water damaged wood currently is. Okay, so we got the granite out, and I just moved this cabinet out, and that looks like dog food. We've got moldy dog food over there. Got moldy dog food under here. We've got very old, let's see if I can get that light on. There we go. Very old, moldy, wet. That stinks. So I guess we know why we have the why she had a rat problem. She was losing dog food and it was disappearing behind the cabinets and sitting for years. Next up is looks like there's some water damage there. See if I can zoom in. Get the light on it. Yep. That's the one that we're worried about. It's the one that is the wet one, so we will see what's behind that in a few. Okay, I've decided to take this box apart and place due to plumbing, but we can see easier the water damage that was on the inside of the box. This is a 3/4 inch piece of particle board faced with oak looking veneer. On the back side, you can see the water damage actually is more extensive. The water has soaked through 5 inches up, and over here on the wall down below that we have mold again. So we'll get this out of here and see what else we find. Okay, I've removed the cabinet base. Here it is actually. This is the front of it. It's a piece that fits into the corner. So we do have water damage here, likely from runoff from the sink. You know, you'd like to not see that like that, but that does happen. Back here in the corner, we got some pretty extensive water damage and rot. This would be from the leaky sink that must have been going on for quite a while. Here is a water spot. Now this is through 3/4 inch plywood. It takes quite a bit of water for quite a bit of time to go through all of that wood, get to the bottom. Over here it was running out the back. There's a gap here and it was running down the wall. We do have extensive water damage in this corner as well, with the mold on the wall. That's going to be water damaged wall. You can see it's hard to see in this light. There's a yellow mark that better light you can see it, and it's going to follow behind this board here. There's also, this is all damaged subfloor. This all needs to be torn out, but the other side needs to be torn out as well. But as suspected, this side of the kitchen is actually worse, and this is what we needed to pull up and find out. Unfortunately, it looks like there's a pretty good gap there to the subfloor underneath, and over here there's actually a seam, and there was a gap on the laminate that was underneath, so water could have easily gone under there. It's likely gone under here and into this crack and down into the subfloor. So we're going to have to check it all out when we rip it out. Hopefully the wall didn't soak in too much. It's going to be hard to tell. We'll know when we break out the drywall and replace all of this as well. And this is you know, rotted from dry rot. It was been wet for so long. And you can see the line here of water damage, and then whoop, it goes up the cabinet, and yeah, that's about it. Okay, it's the morning after I took out most of the stuff, and I just wanted to point out that over here we do have water damage and rot on this top piece of wood. The granite was just installed before we moved in, so this piece should have been removed and not used. There's actually quite a few pieces in here with the same rot. This is just covering up rotted wood with new granite to sell the house. Okay, I've been finding more water damage. These are all, I have them all flipped on their sides so you get to see the bottoms. This is the cabinet that was against this wall, and with all the dog food, and of course there's moldy dog food and water damage. This is the one next to the dishwasher. Water damage, I filmed that before. And next to the dishwasher, water damage. Over here is the island, and this is again water damage. This one is the other side of the island, and we do show again water damage. Everything touching the floor in this kitchen has water damage. All the cabinets that were on the floor, we've got flooring that has water damage, and we've got walls that have water damage.